Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Amazing Paper. We are on now a 1.17 world. I think this is my first video in 1.17 and I'm actually flying out to my new chunk location I've discovered, which is about 30 seconds or so flight from my base, and we're just flying out to the new areas because our server admin has trimmed around lesser used chunks, which means we don't have to go too far to find where we want to be. And here it is. Oh, right, here we go. So, what a better location to find the new blocks that 117 offers than a ravine. It really just opens up many of the layers and you can quickly see where you need to go. So I've already been here, I've tidied the place up, made it safe, and of course mined a pretty decent amount of the new blocks. So up here we have the dripstone blocks, and there's plenty of them at all different levels. I've got lots of them. We have a few. This was a little bit of copper down here, and yeah, it's been a pretty good example of all the blocks in one place for the 117 update. Down here was a pretty lucky find of a geode, which of course is almost been cleared out, other than the budding amethyst blocks, I think they're called, which are growing away nicely, and I need to try and work out a way of farming these a little bit more in a little bit more automated fashion. But yeah, it's early days over here, but we've made a good start, and we have a good amount of the various blocks of the normal amethyst, I can't even say the word properly, calcite, and I think that's basalt, I believe, up there. Next job on my list is to check if I have any orders for bedrock breaking. I even left a little advertising campaign up here to try and entice people. It's not been particularly successful so far with demand for breaking of bedrock, but it does mean I can actually access parts of the nether now that were a little bit more difficult to get to. So, and I do actually like the nether. A lot of people don't, but the new nether from the last update, so much more interesting, so much more dangerous of course, but so much more interesting. So we're going to head over to the shopping district to have a look and see if we've had any bedrock breaking orders. But on the way, I also want to show you a little bit of updates. Free pork. Oh, that could have been a trap. A little bit of update. So I showed you my pub in the last episode. This has been made to look very nice by Sharpie's Juju. And what I would like to do in this episode is de-sugarcane this particular island here and just make it a bit of a nicer place, a bit more landscaping, perhaps a bit more of a front, and perhaps a little dock, just a little mini dock area here for the oldie ship that is permanently under restoration. And that's not what I need. Okay, we have a bit of damage, but nothing too bad. I don't think. I can patch a little bit of this up now. But this will be remodeled, I think, during this episode, so we'll leave that for now. I just need to make sure I get my items back on. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, so yeah, just a little bit of terraforming Not too much, but just to make this area look quite nice, because there's a reason why I want to do this, and that is really to not make this island look quite so unloved. And that is all because of some of our new players over here. Oh, this is a little bit jumpy. I have auto jump on in case you're wondering what's going on, but this area has been terraformed. Obviously, bone meal was featured heavily, custom trees, and there's, by the looks of things, still work to be done here. Maybe a little forest that's getting built, but I just wanted to quickly show you here. Hopefully, no spoilers will be here. So before I publish this video, I will of course check with the guys that live here. But look at this palm tree. So it's obviously using the new dripstone, pointed dripstone, I think it's called. I need to learn the terminology. But yeah, the palm trees just look wonderful. We also have in fact, this was the area I think where I died my first death in the game around here somewhere. I remember fleeing from a witch, trying to build a little shelter for myself on the very first day. Unsuccessfully, of course, because the witch got me. So over here we have just quite a well-developed area now. This was just empty before. So this is Retro's house, and she has clearly got a huge amount of talent when it comes to making things look natural, making a very blocky game look as realistic as it can, and those trees are a good example of that. Over here we've got Lovejoy's house, another new member of the server. So Retro and Lovejoy are neighbours. They're both new, and check their channels out. I've watched their videos, and they're quite entertaining. The comment library is another area that I think we need to spend a little bit more time in. I'm one of the few content creators on this server that I don't think has actually contributed to this yet. What have we got here? Retro, Nutmeg, and Citrus. Oh, there's a few more people as well. So I'm not the last one at least. So I will probably be visiting here very soon to add my comments. So this is comments that you guys write on my videos in here. Yeah, you get a chance to be on the server in a way that hopefully you'll quite like. So please comment away. What do we have here? Thank you for your service. Oh, okay, good. We've got book and quill facilities there. Very nice indeed. So with how beautiful this looks around here, actually one more thing to show you. We have a dripstone farm, I think that's what they're called, and it is another retro build. It's a community farm as far as I'm aware, and yeah, I really need to get my head around the mechanics. I've really done very little with 1.17 features, and I'm guessing there is some kind of water source above here that drips down and it creates this, possibly a water source below here, maybe. Ooh, okay, I better not break anything. So yeah, a community farm, and that's not something we've done a huge amount of on this server, but it's great to see. I won't nose around here too much because I don't want to spoil anything from Lovejoy's videos, but yeah, it's a very, very nice looking house there. Some good use of different types of wood, and it's just quite, no, I'm spoiling it. Let me move away. But yeah, so this is what I want to do. I want to make this area over here by the pub much nicer, to try and not compete, that's the wrong word, but to try and be up to that sort of high standard the other side of the river. We'll get going on that. But first, the shopping district. I have one rocket left. I better make it count. So look what's happened. We have had some fed. We have had a huge amount of work that's gone on to a new roof for the shopping district. We even have We even have the glowberries. The glowberry vines, whatever they're called, to light up the roof. I don't think... What do we have here in terms of shops? We have... Oh, yes, we have a slightly new look slime, which I love personally. Bit of character there, bit of a moustache, monocle and top hat. That's class, that is. I like that. We have Retro's Pets Rock Shop, and this is a slightly unusual idea where we have rocks that you buy as pets. King Rock, Neil Strong Rock, Cobbly Van Cobble, Diorite Brando, 1 diamond each. So obviously they don't need feeding, these pets. And if I was to go for one, it would probably be... I think it would have to be Diorite Brando. Grion's Mansion part. Okay, right. I'm rocketless now, so I'm going to have to go... What on earth? Okay, why can't I get on there? There are some invisible blocks here. I have a feeling some sort of glitch is going on, or maybe Citrus has blocked this off somehow. But look at the netherite. Okay, we'll ignore that. There is another shop actually that I've just remembered in the mall. We'll make our way through the overgrown grass. In fact, there's 2 new shops to show. We have... So Green Bird Music, who has a long time ago bought pretty much half of the mall's shop units. And he's not been particularly quick at filling them up with things, but this is his first effort, Shimmering Yellow, and I just like walking around this and making that noise. But we sell golden apples, golden carrots in there, but nothing that I really need, to be honest. So what do we have here? We have the other side. Have I shown you Citrus's suspicious stew shop? I think you actually pay with emeralds rather than diamonds, which is a little bit different. And you can also change the ingredients to get different suspicious stews. And you have a gossip corner as well. And this really annoying beacon over here means that I'm running everywhere without wanting to. Oh yeah, the beacon shop as well. And plenty in stock. I will probably come back to that because I'm not poor, shall we say. Anyway, I want to look at some of these gossip. Someone is squatting. I think someone is squatting in an abandoned shop. Ooh. Heard you can get emeralds upstairs. Yes, I wonder who did that one. Someone who may be accepting emeralds as currency. Did you made a build at the hyper tower yet? Yeah, Retro's hyper tower. This is a new thing that I've never come across before, but sounds interesting. We build a big tower, and really in terms of the rules of how you build it, what you build, there aren't any. I hear fire coming from a trash can. Ooh. And nothing there. Okay. Interesting gossip. So, we've seen the gold shop. My tree shop, all the wood, what's it called? No, I've got wood, it was called. Didn't do particularly well. And to be honest, I was really not in the frame of mind even being quite lazy to actually keep it stocked. So Retro has bought this shop of me, and I mean, immediately, look at it. You can see she's stamped her unique, quite green, quite organic style on this. But look at the name. I'm loving this. 1-2 Tree. And this is a custom built tree shop where, quite simply, you buy custom trees. Yes, custom trees, not the materials, but one or more custom trees that I will build at your base. So you supply the materials, I believe, and she will build them for you. So you can look through that if you want, but she actually goes through that on her videos, so go check that out. Yeah, and this is obviously some nice use of moss down here as well. I'm going to buy a pet. I don't. Hopefully there's an ender chest. Here we go. Right, Diorite Brando, I think has to be the one. It's the almost marble sherbet. Yeah, Diorite Brando. There we go. 1 diamond each. Right, I must remember not to put this with the rest of my diorite. This is a special one. There we go. My first pet. Although we do have a mushroom that's been in a boat since the early days of the season, floating outside my base, but a second pet, I'll call it. Welcome to my base, Diorite Brando. So, what am I going to do now? Well, obviously we want to look at the pub, get that up to the surrounding area standards in terms of landscaping and just making it a more appealing place to be. And the pub itself, I'm loving. I just think it's a lovely design. I'm very happy with how it turned out. But, oops. But around here, we need also, this is my storage area. We need to get this looking the part. And I think first of all, the snow, oops, I keep falling down there. I need to do something about that. The snow needs to go. So we did have a snow golem down here. And that was part of my advancement episode 10, if you want to have a look at that. That was one of the advancements, I think, was to shear the pumpkin off the golem to reveal their crazy face underneath, which I did. I don't know where that golem has gone because I haven't seen him or her. Mr. Frosty, I think I called him. Haven't seen that particular golem in a while, so I don't think that golem is around anymore. So what I would like to do here is look at some flooring and some ceiling patterns and obviously the walls as well, and just get this place not looking like it's dug out of a hole, which it is, of course, but we want to make it a little bit more homely, I think. I've started playing about with some designs here, so I think carpets down these aisles of chests down here would be great. Some wooden planks to the side of the carpet, using some stripped wood. You know, I like my stripped wood from some of my buildings up top there, and using that to provide some pillars and trying to cover up really the water channels that I've got going around here as part of my sorting system. So if you haven't seen the episode when I did this, it kind of evolved over several episodes, and it really is pretty proud of it, actually. I've got all my farms in the area, most of them above ground, that drop all their products into the water stream, and they all get collected here. We've got all sorts. We've got ridiculous amounts of sugarcane using Tango Tech's sugarcane design. It's just overflowing. So we have, as a result, quite a lot of paper. I'm not sure if I showed you this before, but we now have a creeper farm, which is a I can't remember what design I used actually. I'll have to put that in the comments. But it's a quite simple design. It's got 2 layers and it uses the trapdoors on the ceiling technique to limit the height so that you only get creepers spawning. But it is more productive than that, as you can see here. And I have my own rocket supply, and it's working pretty well. It didn't take long to build. It's very simple. I'll put the link in the description for this video. Playing about with patterns, and you may have seen this earlier, but this is kind of a tartan pattern, and this is probably what I'm going to go for. I've never done this sort of approach before to flooring, but I quite like it. It's very subtle. And does it look any better from above? Yeah, I like it, and I think that will probably be something I repeat around here. And then the only decision I need to make in terms of design is how to do the walls, but we'll come back to that once I've done the floor. So here we go. What do you think? The tartan pattern has been extended throughout this whole section of my storeroom, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like the variation of what is a very similar block in terms of the colours, but the tartan pattern works quite well. It doesn't crowd the room too much. It doesn't look too samey. So yeah, pretty happy with that. I'm not happy with the use of carpets to cover the glowstone, of course, but I will probably end up putting maybe some pathways of carpets just to cover them up, like I've done down here. So next step is to finish this flooring along this section here, and to fill in the aisles in a similar style to this one all the way down here. Then of course walls and the dreaded ceiling, which I'm not looking forward to, but I'll see if I can actually get the hang of scaffolding for once to get that done. Back shortly. Pretty much done now with the flooring. I've used red carpet to cover up the glowstone, and I'm pretty happy with this. It doesn't look too overpowering. It doesn't bring the room in too much, and yeah, it just gives the room a little bit more of a lived-in feel and less of a cave-like appearance. Obviously, the walls to go now, so I'm going to try some test walls along here, and we'll see how we get on. So 3 subtle variations of the same basic design. We have really the only differences are the wooden logs, the type of wooden logs used. We have jungle over here, which I don't think I'm keen on. It's a particularly ugly tree log as far as I'm concerned. The oak and the spruce here. So we would basically have kind of a flower thing in the middle, and then the oak, spruce or jungle logs as the pillars, and then some fancy stuff up here, which incorporates some lighting. So just, I'm not sure which one to choose, to be honest. They're all pretty similar. I could mix them up. And of course, they won't be going on here because we've got the storage in the way, but just around the edges, I think I'll continue doing them. And it will at least finish off the walls nicely. I'll have to work out what I'm going to do up here. But there's no reason why I can't just continue that pattern up there, along there, but without the bottomy bits. And yeah, I probably need to push this wall back a little bit as well, so there's another end to the room along here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna sleep on it. I think I'm not necessarily gonna finish this off in this video, but I will probably take a bit more time to do this properly, because it's not the most exciting thing in the world to do. But by the next episode, I'll have this done and I'll show you around what this storeroom looks like then. But for now, what I think we will focus on is our pub and the area around our pub, because as I mentioned, we needed to get it up to surrounding area standard, and ultimately it's not quite there yet. So we'll head over there now and we'll see what we can do. So as I was saying earlier, there will be a little bit of a dock area here that I'm going to build, and I think that's where I'll start off now. The first thing, of course, is to lose the sugarcane, which has been a feature of this part of the world since the start of the season, but for no longer. Okay. Let's figure out what to do with that turtle. I've managed to get a little bit done, and I've covered up the creeper explosion hole. But I've not really got anywhere near as much done as I'd like to, but we are running out of time in this episode already. So I will show you around just quickly what I've done. So I've put a nice little random block path up here, and it goes back down here, and I'll probably build some kind of a little mini bee farm down here, I think. Makes sense for the pub bees, but that will be another time. So in terms of the actual sort of porty bit that I've built, it's quite small, quite compact. That chest will go. A little pier here with some log pillars, posts even, for this pier going down. So for those that do like to boat over to the shopping district, which is over there, in fact there's 5 Cow Island over there actually, so it's just behind there. So this is what I've done. This is the way into the spawn town for those that want to come by boat, and this is what greets them, the pub with a nice drink for them after their long journey, patties and some honey. We'll see about that. The next stop, final stop for this episode, is over there behind the trees to the comment library. Okay, back in the common library, I've made myself a lectern, which I shall place here. I also need to make a sign, I just realised, to make sure people know it's mine. There we go. So finally join the comment library. Right, now let's look up some comments from you guys. Right, book has now been completed. I've added some of my favourite comments, and let's go back to the beginning, and I'm going to read through some of them. They're actually from 3 different people over a few episodes, and these are my favourite comments so far of the season. I'll happily read comments out in this if I get some good ones, so if you want to see yourself on a video, or your name on a video at least, then comment away please. So episode 1, way back at the start of the season, 6 months ago now. Your boat idea was brilliant, made a lasting impression on me. Nutmegan. So Nutmegan joined us probably 2-3 months into the season, and I think this was referring to my use of the shipwreck by the pub, and rather than building a starter house, just using an existing structure, the shipwreck, and getting the water out of it and making it a little bit more homely. So thank you Nutmegan for that one. Episode number 3, always great videos from Sharpies Juju, another server player, and always great for comments on my videos, so thank you Sharpies for that. Jumping forward to episode number 6, I just got an idea for the cows, Citrus Things, so our server admin, and someone who I believe was inspired by the cows in the Mushroom Island, I think, and this would have been episode 6 when the mall was finally completed. And I know there were some cows that were trapped in one of the rooms in the mall, and I guess that was when he suddenly got his idea for his shop that he opened up for stew, suspicious stew. episode number 7, another one from Nutmegan. Great tour, helped me get to know the server better. So this was when I took Royal, another server player, around the server, showed him around, showed him the sights, and clearly it was something that Nutmegan appreciated. Number 8. Not gonna lie, I'm jealous of your ability to add details to the builds. So this means a lot. This coming from Citrus. I can't claim credit to most of my builds. I tend to sort of take bits that I like from famous YouTube builders and kind of combine them together, and that is what I've done with the builds on this server. And finally, episode number 11, the last episode, the one before this. Oh man, I love this video, from Sharpies again. So thank you, Sharpies. That episode was one of the strangest episodes I've ever made. I think it was all commentated on, and it was all quite old footage, but I'm glad you appreciated it. Okay, well, I think we are pretty much done for this episode. Let's pop outside, and I will say goodbye to you all. So there's my pub over there. I love the chimney, I really do. So that's the comments for this time. If you want to get in this comment library, then just simply comment away. Also, if you haven't already subscribed or liked any of my videos, I would be very, very happy if you could do so, and that would be great. So that's enough from me. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.